Have you ever wondered what goes through her mind when you completely go silent after no contact? She might act like it doesn't matter, but the truth is your silence triggers a storm of emotions she can't ignore. Doubts, regrets and curiosity take over, forcing her to question everything about you and herself. In this video, we're uncovering exactly what she's thinking and why your silence is far more powerful than you realize. Don't miss this, because understanding her response could completely change the way you handle no contact. 1. Why silence creates emotional turmoil. When you go silent after no contact, it's not just the absence of words, it's the absence of certainty. Think about it. When you were in contact, she had a predictable dynamic. She knew when you'd call or text, and even if she didn't respond as much as you wanted, there was comfort in knowing you were there. But silence disrupts that rhythm. It's like pulling the rug out from under her expectations. At first she might brush it off, she might tell herself he's just busy, or he'll reach out eventually. But as the hours turn into days, that initial indifference fades. She starts to feel a void where your attention used to be. That void creates emotional discomfort, and that discomfort leads to overthinking questions. Flood her mind. Why hasn't he called? Did I do something wrong? Is he moving on? These questions create a cycle of anxiety that grows stronger with each passing day. Here's the fascinating part. Silence forces her to confront her emotions. It holds up a mirror to her insecurities and makes her question the value she placed on your connection. This emotional turmoil isn't just a reaction to your silence, it's a reaction to the uncertainty it creates, and that uncertainty is powerful. It makes her realize that she doesn't have the control she thought she had too. The emotional storm she feels when you go silent. Questions she asks herself. When you're silent, the human brain is wired to seek closure. When something is left unresolved, like a sudden silence, it triggers a need for answers for her. Your silence is like an unsolved mystery, and her mind can't help but try to piece it together. The questions she asks herself aren't just surface level. They dig deep into her fears, doubts, and insecurities. She starts with basic questions. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something to push him away? But as the silence continues, those questions evolve. They become more personal. Was I not good enough for him? Does he not find me attractive anymore? Did he find someone better? These thoughts are emotionally charged, and they create a sense of vulnerability that she didn't feel when you were reaching out. What makes this stage so powerful is that it flips the script. When you were reaching out, she might have been in control of the dynamic, but now with your silence, she's the one feeling uncertain. She's the one trying to figure out where she stands with you, and that shift in perspective is exactly what makes no contact so effective. Here's the key. Let her sit with those questions. Don't rush to fill the silence with explanations or reassurances. The longer she stays in this state of uncertainty, the more she'll start to realize the value of what you brought to the table. 3. How her perspective of you changes without contact. Silence is a powerful tool for reshaping how someone sees you. When you were constantly in contact, she had a fixed perspective of you. She might have seen you as predictable, always available, or even overly eager. But when you go silent, that perspective starts to shift. At first, she might feel a sense of relief. She might think, finally, some space. But as time goes on, that relief, why she can't stop thinking about you, turns into curiosity. She starts to wonder, what's he up to? Why hasn't he reached out? And that curiosity evolves into something even more impactful: respect. When you go silent, you're showing her that you're not desperate for her attention. You're showing her that you have the confidence and self-respect to step back and focus on yourself. That confidence is incredibly attractive. It makes her see you in a new light, not as someone who needs her, but as someone who chooses to engage with her on your terms. This change in perspective doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that unfolds as she reflects on the connection you shared. She starts to remember the positive qualities you brought to the relationship, your kindness, your sense of humor, your ability to make her feel valued, and as those memories resurface, so does her desire to reconnect. 4 signs that she's missing you more than she admits. Even if she's trying to play it cool, there are subtle signs that she's missing you. One of the first signs is an increase in her social media activity. She might start liking your posts, viewing your stories, or even posting things that seem aimed at getting your attention. These aren't random actions. They're her way of signaling that she's thinking about you. Another sign is when she starts reaching out in indirect ways. She might send you a casual message like, "Hey, just checking in," or she might ask a mutual friend about you. These actions might seem small, but they're significant. They show that she's feeling the void of your absence and is trying to bridge the gap. One of the most telling signs is when she starts reminiscing about the past. She might bring up old memories like, "Remember that time we went to that amazing restaurant?" Or, "I was just thinking about how much fun we had doing X." These comments aren't just nostalgic. They're her way of testing the waters to see if you're open to reconnecting. Here's the important part. Don't overreact to these signs. Acknowledge them, but don't let them change your approach. The goal is to let her come to you on her terms, not to chase her the moment she shows interest. 5. How to maintain power while staying. The role of curiosity in rekindling attraction. Silent. The hardest part of no contact is staying consistent. It's easy to feel the urge to reach out, especially when you start seeing signs that she's thinking about you. But the key to maintaining power is discipline. Silence only works if you stick to it. During this time, shift your focus inward. Use the silence as an opportunity to work on yourself. Set goals. Pick up new hobbies and invest in your personal growth. The more you improve yourself during this period, the more attractive you become, not just to her, but to anyone who comes into your life. Another way to maintain power is to set clear boundaries for yourself. Remind yourself why you went no contact in the first place. Was it to regain self-respect, to shift the dynamic, to create space for growth? Whatever your reason, hold on to it as a guiding principle. Finally, remember that silence isn't about punishing her. It's about valuing yourself when you stay silent. You're sending a message that your time and energy are valuable, and that message speaks louder than any words ever could. 6. Why silence makes her question her choices. When you go silent, it doesn't just make her wonder about you. It makes her question the decisions she's made, leading up to this point. Suddenly she's reflecting on everything, her words, her actions, and even the way she's treated you. Your silence creates a moment of self-awareness for her. It forces her to evaluate whether she took you for granted or made the wrong choices in the relationship. Here's why this is so powerful. When someone starts questioning their decisions, it opens the door to regret. She might think, did I push him away? Was I too distant? Should I have appreciated him more? These thoughts can be overwhelming, especially if she realizes that losing you was a mistake. What's even more fascinating is how silence highlights your absence in her life. Maybe she's used to you being the one who initiates conversations or checks in on her without that. Her daily routine feels incomplete. She starts to realize the impact you had, not just as someone she talked to, but as someone who brought. How to maintain your composure during no contact. Value and stability to her life. This is why it's crucial to remain silent. It gives her the space to truly understand the consequences of her actions. When she begins to question her choices, she's more likely to make an effort to reconnect. And this time, it will come from a place of genuine appreciation. 7. The role of curiosity in rekindling attraction. Curiosity is one of the most underrated aspects of attraction, and silence is the perfect tool to spark it. When you go silent, you become a mystery. She doesn't know what you're thinking, what you're doing, or even how you're feeling. This lack of information creates a void that her mind instinctively wants to fill. Think about it: when someone leaves you wondering, your curiosity naturally drives you to seek answers for her. Your silence is like an unfinished story. She's replaying past conversations, analyzing your behavior, and trying to predict your next move. This process of overthinking keeps you at the forefront of her mind. What's even more impactful is how curiosity amplifies attraction when she doesn't have access to you. She starts to imagine you in different scenarios. Maybe you're out living your best life, meeting new people, or pursuing exciting goals. These imagined scenarios make you seem more desirable because they highlight your independence and confidence. Curiosity also shifts the dynamic in your favor. Instead of you wondering about her, she's the one investing emotional energy into figuring you out, and that investment makes her more likely to reach out, ask questions, or even make the first move. 8. How to respond when she finally reaches out, when she finally breaks the silence and reaches out. Your response is crucial. This is the moment where the power dynamic shifts again, and how you handle it can either strengthen her attraction or push her away. The key is to remain composed and confident. First, avoid overreacting even if you're excited to hear from her. Keep your tone calm and collected. Respond with a short but polite message such as, "Hey, good to hear from you. What's up?" This shows that what to do when she reaches out. You're open to communication, but not desperate for it. Second, don't dive into deep conversations right away. Let her take the lead in steering the conversation. If she's reaching out, it's likely because she wants to reconnect. So give her the space to express herself. This approach keeps you in control while still being receptive. Lastly, don't bring up the silence unless she does. If she mentions it, keep your response neutral. For example, "I've just been focusing on myself lately." This not only shows that you've been busy, but also reinforces the idea that you're independent and self-assured. The goal is to maintain the momentum you've built through silence by responding with confidence and restraint. You show her that you're not the same person who was chasing her before, and that change is what keeps her intrigued. 9. The psychological impact of making her wait. Patience is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to no contact. When you make her wait, you're not just delaying communication, you're creating anticipation. This anticipation has a psychological impact that works in your favor. When someone is forced to wait for something they want, it increases their perceived value of that thing for her. Your silence makes her see you as someone who is selective with your time and attention. This exclusivity makes you more attractive because it signals that you're not available to just anyone. Making her wait also gives her time to reflect on her own feelings. During this period, she's likely replaying memories, wondering what went wrong, and imagining scenarios where you reconnect. This process deepens her emotional investment in you, even if she doesn't realize it. What's important here is to maintain balance. While making her wait can build anticipation, dragging it out too long can create frustration. The key is to let her initiate contact and then respond at your own pace. This approach keeps the dynamic in your favor while still allowing room for meaningful reconnection. 10. How to stay emotionally. How to stay grounded and focused on your growth. Grounded during no contact. No contact isn't just about her. It's about you. Staying emotionally grounded during this time is essential, not only for maintaining your self-respect, but also for ensuring that you're ready for whatever happens next. One of the best ways to stay grounded is to focus on your personal growth. Use this time to set new goals, develop new skills, or invest in hobbies that bring you joy. When you're actively working on yourself, you're less likely to dwell on the silence and more likely to feel empowered by it. Another important aspect is managing your expectations. Understand that no contact isn't a guaranteed strategy to win her back. It's a way to regain your sense of self-worth by shifting your focus inward. You remove the pressure of needing a specific outcome and allow the process to unfold naturally. Lastly, surround yourself with positive influences. Whether it's friends, family, or mentors, having a strong support system can help you navigate the challenges of no contact. These people can provide perspective, encouragement, and accountability as you work on becoming the best version of yourself. When you stay emotionally grounded, you're not just surviving no contact, you're thriving in it, and that confidence will shine through when she eventually reaches out, making you even more attractive in her eyes. Silence speaks volumes about your value. If this video helped, hit like, and subscribe for more insights. Drop a final thoughts and strategies, comment with your thoughts, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Stay strong and keep growing.